Welcome to the 2024 Abundance Now Coaches Summit. My name's Brian Buck, and I'm your host today. And we've got an exciting session for you. We've got Himani Jain, the sales queen, here talking today about how to close coaching clients the fun way. I don't know about you, but making things more fun always makes things way easier and helps me be more successful. So make sure you lean in because this is going to be good. Please welcome Himani Jain.
Welcome to the Abundance Now 2024 Coaches Summit, made for coaches and by coaches, because coaches change the world. Now, let's get started.
Hey, Himani, how are you?
Very, very well. So good to see you. So excited to be here.
Me
Amazing.
too.
Thank you for having me on this show.
Oh, so great to have you be a part of this. You want to give everyone just a quick overview of what to expect?
Sure. If you are a coach and you want to learn how to close your clients and spread your awesomeness and share your message with the world in a fun, fast, happy way and take out all the overwhelm in a simple step, be my guest.
All right. Well, don't let me hold you up. Let me have you dive in. Take it away.
Yo, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. So excited. Okay. Am I on?
You are. Let's go ahead and start it up.
Perfect. Perfect. So today, as Brian just spoke about it, it's today's topic is close coaching clients the fun way. That's what we do in the industry. And what we will cover is three things. How many things? Three things. Number one, how to simplify sales. Sales means clients. Clients means serving. Serving means spreading your message, having more impact in the world, empowering more people. Don't you want to do that? Yeah. How to simplify that process, how to gamify, which means have a lot of fun and play around with it and remove this salesy quotient, the whole thing around sales and sales calls and all of that. Let's throw it out of the window today. Simple steps, and how to add structure so that you can scale your sales and have a lot of fun. Are you game for it? Give me a yes. Give me a yes. Let's do it. So, before we dive into it, just a very quick intro about myself, since a lot of you may not know me as yet. So, I'm called the Sales Queen. My name is Himani Jain, and there's a reason why I'm being called that. Because not only because of the results that I get from my clients, and they're pretty insane, but at the same time, because I'm able to add a lot of simplicity to their systems and pretty much make those systems hands free. Of course, it needs a little bit of work, but then once you map it out, once you figure it all out, it becomes hands free. They become stupidly simple. Who's ready to roll on this with me? Okay, so it may sound a little cliche, sales and simple and fun, and oh my gosh, that doesn't happen. They don't go hand in hand. So for some people, it may sound like a little bit of a cliche. But guys, there are some problems that I see. There's just three problems that I see. And if you remove them, it becomes super easy, super fun to make the whole process so much fun. Are you ready to dive into it with me? Okay, so the problem one that I see with most people, most coaches, most online entrepreneurs is that most people do not know what to say to their people at different stages of the nurturing process. I'll repeat that one more time. Most people do not know what to say to their people at different stages of the nurturing process. So, what happens is they lose their people. People start slipping off through the cracks. They don't sign up with you as paid clients, right? That's one. The second problem that I see, it's not cliche. Trust me, sales is not cliche. And I'm going to prove it to you, and just stick with me for 5 minutes. I'm going to prove it all to you. Okay. The second problem that I see is most people have way too many offers, way too many lead magnets. Doesn't matter, free, paid, low ticket, doesn't matter. But they have too many things going on, which means too much overwhelm. And the even bigger problem is that all those pieces, all those trainings, they do not talk to each other. They do not talk to each other. They're more random. Also, there is something that we call as a sales ladder, like a sales pipeline, which I'm going to talk about a little bit in this short presentation that I have with you today. But at the same time, all those pieces do not help their audience to move up the sales ladder to the next stage, to the next stage, to the next stage. So they're firing from all different directions, but there is no end result really happening for them, right? So those are a couple of problems. Also, there's another problem, which is automation. Today we are living in the world of automation and AI and everything smart. And since the first two problems are there, which means the foundation is weak, which means we do not know what to say to people. So the scripts are not there, the frameworks are not there, they're not defined, they're not working optimally. So then what happens is no matter how much automation that we try to use, engage in our businesses in order to fire repetitive tasks, it really doesn't work. It really doesn't work because you don't know the what and the how. So the automation is not going to work. Those are the broad three problems. And if you agree with me, if you've gone through possibly any of it, give me a heck yes. Give me a heck yes. Give me a high five because we're going to change it for good for you. Are you happy to participate and engage? Okay. So what happens then when any of these problems are there in your business? What you end up doing is what a lot of people I see they end up doing is number one, they put in a lot of effort in when somebody, when your people, when your audience, when your prospective clients, they come into your world, and from that time to when they become your paid client, that time duration becomes way too long. That's called the long nurturing cycle because you got to nurture them more and more and more and more. It just doesn't end because they're not converting, which means a lot of effort. And that effort is not just effort, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of resources, and it's very frustrating, and you shouldn't be doing it. And the second thing that happens is, as I was talking about it a minute ago, the conversions are very low, and that happens because a lot of people slip through the cracks because the time duration is so long. There's no limit to the shiny objects that people see out there. Another coach, another offer, another something, another group, another offering, and they jump back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it becomes that much more tougher to keep their attention, to keep them with you. And so the revenue that you earn for putting in so much more effort, so the revenue that you earn in order to while putting in so much more effort also comes down, which is no fun, which is the opposite of what? Fun, ease, and flow. I want you guys to flow. I want you guys to have flow state in your life, right? That's why we are doing this stuff. That's why we are offering what we know the best out there in the world. So now, in order to solve those problems, what do most people do? What do most people do? They do a lot of things. I'm not talking about the ones who decide to take a break, who decide to switch to something else. We'll try another business. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people who have a serious message, who have a serious skill set. They believe in themselves and they know that they're out there to make a difference in other people's lives. I'm talking about those people, and I'm sure you are one of them. That's why you're here today, right? I see you. So now, what do those people do mostly to fix those problems? They start creating a whole amount of content, like crazy amount of content, and they start posting even more because we've been told, we've been told for so many years, the more we post, the more eyeballs we'll get, the more the algorithm is going to support us. And the more eyeballs and the algorithm are going to be in our favor, the more people will come and they'll engage and they will sign up. So we amp up on the amount of content and we invite what do we invite when we do that kind of content creation? We invite a lot of overwhelm, a lot of burnout, and then we have social media burnout because we cannot handle it beyond a point. Anybody here in this room who has had that before? Raise your hands nice and high for me if you do. Yeah, cool. Exactly. So then they hire a lot of people, they outsource that work, they spread themselves thin onto different platforms, they even hire different coaches, try to learn how to create, I don't know, 365 days of content in just 30 days and stuff like that. And the hamster wheel just, it just keeps going on and on. And they also, the other thing that they do is they amp up their lead generation. So they hire people who can promise them more people. So their pipelines are not, their the drainage pipe, if I may call it, is not really it's clogged, and they're putting in more people, trying to close them. That's their solution. So let's see what they should actually be doing. What they should actually be doing to solve this problem is very, very simple. You're going in the wrong direction. You're hitting the dot. It's going in a blind spot. So it's not really going to work. So what they should be doing is three things. How many things? Three things. They should be, number one, deleting. It's a very controversial thing I'm going to say to you. They should be deleting most content pieces, most of their content pieces, most of their content pieces. They should be just deleting. Why? Because the more stuff that you put, I mean, I'm talking about new people coming into your world, right? You want to nurture them and turn them into paid clients at the soonest. Isn't that your goal? Isn't that the ideal situation? If you give me 100 pieces of content, if you give me 20 pieces of content, if you have a Facebook group, you have a membership area, you have a free course, you've got a low ticket training, and you've got a bunch of stuff sitting in there for me to consume, number one, most likely than not, I will not consume, because most people don't consume. It's very difficult to chew these days, so they don't consume. That was a joke. And the other reason is, if you give me a lot of stuff to consume, um, you are telling me in the background, you're telling me in the background that, hey, you got stuff to deal with. It's not yet time to go and sign up for a paid offer. You already have stuff on your plate. You cannot take another paid offer right now. So you're pushing them away from signing up for your paid programs. So what I do is, this is what I do, and it makes life so much simpler. Remember we were talking about simplicity? Okay, you got that. So what I do is, I this is what I do with my clients. I would tell them to identify just five, maximum seven pieces of content, conversion content, that they can pull out from their process. Um, Not just any pieces of content, not just some value trainings, but very, very strategically designed, tweaked, filmed, positioned, 5 to 7 pieces of content, which establish four things. How many things? Four things. Okay. That establish you as an expert. Say, I'm a new person, I'm coming into your world. I just need to know that you know what you know the best, like you are the best, that you are the expert in your niche. You can get me the result that you say that you promise. Okay, so I want to know about your process, because that speaks to me. Then a lot of people want the result, but they're not very comfortable with the process that we take them through, right? So it's very important. If you can film those pieces of content with absolute clarity, where you establish yourself, number one, as an expert, number two, person who adds value, because then it also connects with the, when you talk, when you show up, when you talk on video, like I'm talking to you right now, you connect with people in a totally different way, right? So that, and then the fact that you can motivate them to take action like a true leader. That's very important. The people who talk very flat, they know a lot, but they're not like leaders. They're like, I don't know, the energy is different. So people who can lead people, people who can motivate people, people who can stand by people and hold them accountable, those people are always preferred by other coaches to sign up with, right? So that, and then the most obvious, the most important, are you bringing results? Are there testimonials of other people that you're bringing in results for? And hence, what is it that I can hope, if I put in the work, what is it that I can get? So if I have clarity on just those pieces, like if you take a step back, a few steps back, put yourself in your own shoes, become the observer, start witnessing your own process from a 30,000 feet um, vanity point, and then you assess your own process and see what is it that the information you would like yourself to receive when you joined your world for the first time. You would know exactly what those pieces look like. A couple of resources, one or two testimonials, two value trainings, an introduction video which has all the things that I want to know. That's it, full stop. And if you can automate it, there's systems that, I mean, you're living in that world, right? And you can automate delivery of those pieces to your people as soon as they join your world. In the first 5 days, first 7 days, you're going to nurture them like nobody's business, absolutely, passively, absolutely hands free. That's what I want you to do. Okay. And I want you to focus completely or mostly on client fulfillment, on serving them, on sharing with them what is it that you know the best. Make sense? This is what you should be doing. Yeah. Already things are looking simpler. I'll give you some examples. Okay, this is like a very, 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 very basic example of how the people should move into your ecosystem. So like you may have a couple of lead magnets, not too many. Remember I said do not have too many offers, do not have too many lead magnets. Just one or two lead magnets are good, and then they could be free or low ticket. And then the second one is your nurturing process. I just explained to you the nurturing process in the previous slide, how it looks like. And then it should not take you more than 7 to 10 days to nurture them, to qualify them, to give them an opportunity to disqualify themselves if they think they're not a good match for your process or what you have on offer, thus saving everybody time and resources, which is very, very appreciated. And the third piece is automation. I find messaging in DMs the most absolutely incredibly effective. I'm going to talk about it a little bit because that's the only two-way communication where you can have a real conversation with a human, and also I use that as a qualifier. Okay. And then they should very quickly turn into your paid client. I mean, of course, you can have multiple stages, but this is, as I said, a basic, nice, simple flow diagram of how simple your sales closing process could, as an example, look like. Now, there's one thing that I see missing in most coaches' businesses, even if they're doing very well from the outside. Structure. Most businesses lack structure. When I say structure, I mean from the point of view of sales. Okay, so we talk about unclogging the sales pipeline, we talk about adding simplicity. I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to break this down for you. And I'm going to talk about, once you add structure, what happens is you are able to train your sales teams or your social sellers, as we lovingly call them, to add that there are two aspects to them. One is the human side of it, the humanization, and the automation is the other side of it. So there are repetitive tasks which you can automate, and there are human tasks in order to add value, in order to have touch points, in order to make a connect, in order to build a rapport for high ticket programs. So that's the human side of it. Then you can train your people, your teams, to kind of balance out between the two. So how does that structure look like? So the biggest piece inside the structure basically is the sales pipeline. Let me give you a very, very good example so that it becomes clear. So this is like a very small sales pipeline. If you see there are these different rungs here, you can map out I mean, most people don't have these rungs mapped out. What this means is when a new person comes into your pipeline, um, let's say they start from here, you mark off different stages. You can call them anything basis how your nurturing process looks like, so that everybody is intentionally, forcefully, strategically pushed into going through all the rungs of this, so that they automatically get themselves nurtured, so that they automatically, please listen to my words, automatically, they automatically qualify themselves, they automatically sell themselves to you for your offers and turn themselves into your paid clients. That's how it should be. So, as an example, this is a very small example of a sales pipeline. We do pretty complicated ones, like we had multiple stages, but like a simple one, like, when they make the first connect, when they see your video, your post, your blog, whatever, they make the first connect, you should know what to say to them so that you can move them to the next stage. It's very easy to map out your stages, right, in the pipeline. So your goal is to get them all the way down here to becoming a paid client. Now you've got these different stages mapped out. In the middle, you want to move them to the next stage, to the next stage, to the next stage, and keep them moving, moving, moving till the time they become your paid client, right? So as an example, if they signed up for an event, as an example, if you offered them to sign up for an event, they may say yes to that event, which means you would then send them a link to sign up. Some will sign up, some will not sign up. So the ones who signed up, now they may show up or they may not show up. That's how it is, right, in the online world. So then you keep them excited. So you say some things to them, yeah, you nurture them, and then out of that, some of them will show up, some of them will not. So the ones who showed up, you can mark them off as that stage, and then you put them through a qualifier funnel. And then, there's a whole thing around it, but just to give you an example, you can map out whatever stages, howsoever you want to take your people through into your business and turn them into a paid client. So this structure I see is missing in many businesses, which is what is one of the biggest problems. And then once you have mapped out your stages of that pipeline, what we do is something called DMs. Now you can take a pick. You can choose to send them nurturing DMs, or you can choose to send them cold DMs. Now, it's very important. I come from the sales background. I need to bring to your notice there is absolutely nothing called cold DMs. It's a myth. There is no terminology that's called cold DMs. DMs are DMs. Messaging is messaging. Cold is people. Cold is not DMs. Cold is people, because they're not warmed up to you, because they don't know you, because they are a stranger in your world. So you got to warm them up. It's the verbiage. If I wished you really well today and I had a big smile on my face and I invited you and we had a really good conversation, you will no longer be cold to me, right? So that conversation is the DM, and the temperature is that determines if it's a nurturing DM or a cold DM. So it's all in the verbiage. So don't get caught up in these words when people tell you, "Oh, I don't do cold DMs." There's nothing called cold DMs. Okay, so cold DMs are very good. I told you they are the only two-way communication. They get the best open rates. We get about 70% easily open rate. I don't think I know of any other platform that allows you to do that. I'm talking about your personalized messenger, guys. Okay, they help you communicate your value in a totally personalized way, and that brings in a lot of confidence. Trust me. And they can be automated. How's that? They can be automated. So anything that gets automated is my friend. I don't know about you. So I'll give you another example of a sequence of nurturing DMs. Let's say for any conversion event that you have, you may be doing a 5-day challenge, you may be doing a 3-day challenge, you may be doing a 1-day, like a weekly live with a conversion event happening. You might be making an offer, for your program towards the end. So basically, there are 3 stages. This is very simple, basic understanding for you guys. There's a before stage, a during stage, and after stage. So during the event, you will have a certain sequence of messages before the event, because the goal is to get them to show up for the event. This is the event, this is during. Okay, so you want to give them value, you want to keep them excited, you want to add some gamification, you can throw in more things, but that's a different goal and a different sequence of nurturing messages. Then during the event, you want to keep them going. You want to acknowledge their wins. You want to reward them for their action. You could be doing group calls to build that, even more deeper connection, and so on and so forth, because you want them to take action. And after the event, the goal is obviously to convert them, right? That's where the ding, 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 ding is. So you raise their temperature even more, you let them qualify themselves, and so on and so forth. And that's the whole goal here. All right. So that's everything. DMs are super good. So now what we've learned is that sales is basically just a series of logical steps. Sales or the process of selling is just a series of logical steps. The minute you have your systems in place, you have your pipelines in place, you have your stages in place, now you can add your message framework to each stage. You can add your follow up. You can teach them to your people. You can say, this is how we're going to take them through from point A to point B. So that becomes your sales closing process. Okay. And it's 100% learnable. It's 100% learnable. This is a very short presentation, so I'm not going to be able to throw in my story here, but I was the opposite of anything to do with sales. I lost a whole business of 15 years because I was horrible at sales. I could not ask for a sale. I could not get my. It's like a whole story, guys. If I can learn sales, if I can become so good at sales, if I can help um, 7, 8 figure earners with their sales systems and processes, trust me, anybody can. Anybody can. It's just a system. So if you sell well, it really, really sets you free, right? And isn't that fun, guys? Just to know that, oh, don't you feel that so much pressure has just gone down your shoulders right away? Yeah. Okay, so we have simplified the structure, the sales pipeline, or the stages, and the DM scripts, the broad framework. Now, there is something very, very interesting that I want to bring your attention to. Once you've got that out of the way, why we did all this right now is to arrive at this piece called the client experiential journey, because this is where the fun is. This is where the money is. This is where all the fun is, the dances, everything is happening here. Okay, this is amazing. Anybody here who's gone to a hurdle, like a hurdle race? Yeah, so they've got these different things happening. You're jumping up and down. They're making you go through, underneath something. There's a little water puddle somewhere. You get my point. So what they're doing is, it's a pre-designed um, path and a sequence of events that they make you go through. Everybody goes through the exact same path. Okay, it's intentional, it's strategic. It's intentional, it's strategic. You cannot detour. You cannot, everybody does the same thing. Think of a sales process exactly that. Exactly that. You design it, you create your hurdles, you make them go through it, and you do that with the single goal. This is the most beautiful part of sales, guys. The single goal is to nurture them and warm them up and raise their temperature very, very fast with just a number of steps, just in 3 to 5 to 7 days. Otherwise, it can go on for months and years. That's not fun. That's not selling. That's incidental. We do it in the background. They don't even know that we've done it, and we push them through. I mean, once they come into our world, they have to go through it. There is no escape. It's like you're standing on that line, the start line, so now you have to go. It's something like that. And it's super strategic. It's so much fun, guys. So much fun. So I'll give you one number here. I don't like to throw too many statistics, but I'll tell you this. This is completely based off my experience of working. I'm a live launch conversion specialist. Okay, so most coaches, they're leaving up to 80% of cash on the table, even if you think they're super successful. The more successful they are, they're also leaving a lot of cash on the table. And you know why? That's because there are gaps in their sales structure, their messaging, and there is another third thing, which is automation. Automation. These three pieces, when they come together, absolutely, it's mind blowing. Magic happens. Magic happens. So I actually take a lot of workshops on just automation. Right now, I'm just going to finish it off in one single slide. Okay. Um, what is automation? Is nothing more than you identify the repetitive tasks in your business, and you should be able to fire them off with a single click of a button. One click, the task should get done because they keep getting done again and again and again, right? Um, and what kind of tasks can you automate? I'll give you some examples. Finding warm audience. You call that lead generation. It's the easiest thing now. Automation has taken care of it. Finding warm audience. putting them on a client experiential journey. We just spoke about it. All of these things at the click of a button, you can just do it and a lot more. Okay. You can auto nurture them while deleting the pressure to post. Why have we deleted the pressure to post? Anyone here who can answer that? Because we said we'll only take 5 to 7 pieces of content. The rest is incidental. You can share more, but you will share, you will go live, you will write your posts when you have something important to share, not because there is a pressure to share, not because there is a need to share. You see? So I've taken away that entire thing. People just need minimum amount of information to know if you are the right fit to work with them or not. Make sense? Make sense, guys? Anybody getting any aha moments here? Raise your hands nice and high for me if you are. So, this is a little depiction. This is a little summary of what we just said. So, we said the minute we add the structure, we add the scripts, and we add the smart automation, what it leads to is this little fun thing right in the middle. This means fun, like a lot of fun, because then things become hands free, because then things start moving and flowing, and it's a lot of fun, right? And we've also the three things when all three tires the three-step system starts working. Actually, I love to call it one step sales AI because it's automated. It's one step sales. That's what everyone should be doing now. One step sales. Just get the three pieces up and running and have like a one click, one step sales. That's where we are all headed. Now, do you know what are the side effects of doing this passive nurturing sales sort of a thing? There are some side effects to it, and I'd like to bring them to your notice. Okay. Um, Number one, obviously, we just said the pressure of having to create content in order to post, in order to get eyeballs, in order to get your algorithm moving. Goodbye. I'm deleting that, trashing it here, right here. I don't need to do that anymore. It's gone. Then my dependence on Facebook algorithms mood swings. How many of you have experienced the mood swings that the algorithm throws at you? All of that, the dependence, which makes us literally live on Facebook, right? Gone. You don't have to do any of that. Into the can completely. What about having to post? And then what happens once you post? You're praying, you're waiting, you're hoping, you're chasing your people, you're inviting them for months into your events. They are moving, they're all over the place. You're trying to sell to them one way or the other, sending them messages, emails, God knows how many things. All that chasing stuff into the can, because remember, they're going to auto qualify themselves, they're going to sell themselves to you. That's the goal. And because you're raising their temperatures so much with your process, that they are bound, the right ones, the qualified ones, they're bound to become your hot fans, like die-hard fans. And do you think die-hard fans have any objections? Do they show up with objections or not? If I'm a fan of yours, will I also come with objections at the same time? Possibly not. Absolutely not. You got that. So we kill the objections because we don't sell anything on the face. There are no objections. And obviously, since it's a step by step by step by step system, it's learnable, it's applicable, it's it's all of that. It definitely, most definitely doesn't require any mindset work. Anybody with me on this? Did you see in the entire presentation, did you see the need to do any mindset work? Or is it like, okay, take this step, take this piece, put it in your business, fire it. Take the next piece, implement it, fire it, and so on and so forth. That's what it is. Sales is just that, guys. It's like having the perfect GPS to achieve your life goals. That's what it is. It's so liberating. It's so freeing. It's like you get into the car and the GPS would give you the shortest and the fastest way to reach there. Isn't that cool? Yes? Everybody wants it? So, guys, on the last note, this is my favorite one. We are in the abundance coach summit. And abundance is very important because for me, when you close clients, when you make money, when you serve people, it just doesn't end there. It just doesn't end there. There's a big piece right outside, okay, which is bigger than us, which is, when you actually when you have your systems and processes and sales pipeline and automation and all of that in place, you get into the flow state. Everything starts flowing to you, through you, around you. It's beautiful, it's magical. You just have to experience it. Meaning, when you have fun in your business, you personally, yourself, you expand so much that you become magnetic, you become unstoppable, you become an inevitable millionaire. That's what I always say. That's what it is. It's a process. And guess what? When you serve your clients from this flow state, when you serve your clients from being in this flow state, you pass on this charisma, this magnetism all over to them. It's like lifting the consciousness of the planet. I'm going a little deeper into this, but you become the catalyst of change. You become the catalyst in raising the vibration of this planet that we live on. Okay? It's very, very powerful, very important for all of us to have fun, um, and have that infectious energy around us when we work. So this is my wish for you guys. I want all of you, each one of you, to switch from Stone Age marketing that we've been doing for years, including myself, to sharing your message with the big, wide world out there that's waiting for you. I want you to become the domino of change. And how you're going to do it is, excuse me, I've made this real simple, quick quiz for you. We will link it below the video. It's himanijane.com/quiz. It's going to help you exactly. It'll help you assess where you are at, where your business is at, on that entire sales pipeline. Where are you at? And then it'll throw in some quick information, a little resource your way for you to get started with it right away, because I want you to become absolutely unstoppable. You are here to empower all these lovely people out there and to have a huge impact in the world. I'm going to see you on the other side. Make sure to take the quiz. It's a lot of fun. I built it basis my experience. It's going to help you a lot. It's good fun. Take good care of yourselves. See you soon. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I now see why they call you the sales queen, Hivani. That was so amazing. I really
Thank
love
you.
so yeah, I love so much what you said, and I've got a couple of questions for you. Is that okay?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So, when you were talking about not having too much data for people to consume, oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
How do you how do you how do you help someone think about what is too much to consume versus maybe people wanting to over deliver?
Are you talking from the standpoint of the consumer?
Right. So as coaches and we always want to over deliver. We want to be the best. So
Yeah.
how do we know when we've gotten into the too much content zone and we're
Yeah.
actually not helping by over delivering?
Yeah, that's such a beautiful question because I used to do that a lot. Like every week I would go live, and in my group, in my guides, you would see like 30, 40, 50 pieces of 1 hour long trainings. And I'm like, oh, I've done so much good work and this is so good. And I prepared so much. And how can I take it away? How can I take this goodness away from my people? No more. As I said, the only way to do it is to step into their shoes and see, can you have to become the witnesser, like for every other area, spiritual healing, every other area of our life, they ask us to become the witnesser. Same thing, just see for yourself. Will you be able to consume so much? If not, you're just pushing them away. You're just pushing them away. And as I said, if you focus on just those four things, presenting yourself as the expert, the leader, the person who gives value and brings in results, the testimonials, full stop. And just talk about your process. That's it. Take away everything. Just one or two, your best two trainings. That's why I give the guide. Like just pull out two. You're not even allowed more than that. So that's it.
Yeah, there is so much power in simplicity as well. And, one of the things that you make me think of I don't know where I read this, but it became a practice with me is whenever you read a book or a chapter, you should always ask yourself, what's one thing I'm going to take away? Because we really, as humans, we can't take away 20 things. So as much as we want to give 20 things, they can only take action on one. So if you're very strategic, as you said, about what that is, then they could actually grab a hold of it and live it and implement it. And that's how you really help them get results. Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been such
Thank
an honor
you.
to have you speak on our
Thank
stage.
you.
And thank you so much.
I
So that is our session. We want to thank all of our speakers and sponsors for this event. We want to help remind you to grab your VIP pass today if you haven't already, because you're going to want lifetime access to this and every session in this summit. We will see you next time.
Thank you for watching this session. Grab your VIP pass today and level up your coaching business by getting lifetime access to all the recordings, tools, and templates.